Welcome back to the Gametime Greatness Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Grant.
And I'm your other host, Matthew.
It's game time. Game time. Game time. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. It's game time. Game time.
All right, for week one, we are going to preview the week one, and we're also going to, Matthew sent out a survey, and we're going to do the results of that. We're going to talk about the draft board a little bit. You already seen the draft analysis that we went through. And if you haven't, go back and watch it to see how we think of your draft. And yeah, let's get started.
And guys, if you think these podcasts are too long to watch, odds are if you clicked on this video, you don't. But if you do, you can change the playback speed on YouTube and watch them at 1.2 or 1.5 if you want. It goes by a little quicker, but it's still watchable. So,
or you could do a podcast yourself and
make it shorter.
Yeah.
All right, so I sent out a survey to everybody. I've got 11 responses so far. The only one who hasn't responded is Cece. If he responds during this podcast, well, you'll know. And if he responds later, then
you'll just see the results here.
I asked everybody a question. Who was your favorite player you got on your roster, or who you're most excited to watch? Let's see. I'll just start from order of who replied first. Jake said he's most excited for Calvin Ridley. We talked about that a little earlier.
Yep.
Also excited for him. Ethan, most excited for CeeDee Lamb.
Homer.
Zach, most excited for Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Brandon is most excited for Deontay Johnson and said he was my guy for this year. And he's excited to waddle every time Jalen Waddle scores. I put that I was most excited for Justin Fields. I've never had a running quarterback before, except for that 1 year I had Cam Newton and got last place. So I'm excited for that. He's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Except for when he throws stupid passes. That's going to be not fun.
Yeah.
Just because he's not great at that. But he's great at running.
You'll be happy with a 40-point week for him. So.
Parker is most excited for Bijan. Noah is most excited for Tony Pollard because he's a Cowboys fan now. Let's see. Grant, you're most excited for Jamar Chase. Mike is most excited for Darren Waller. Jarvis is most excited for Saquon. And Cole is excited for Johnny Taylor, baby. I like my RB2s angry.
I love it.
Yeah. So the next question I asked is, who do you think had the best draft? And you cannot vote for yourself. I won't be specific on who said what, but I will go over the votes that are here. One person voted for Mike. I think that was...
I believe that was me.
That was you. I know I said it wouldn't say who owned up to what, but I'll tell you who I voted for, and I guess we can tell Grant who he voted for. Somebody said Jake. One person said Grant. One person said Brandon or Jake. One person said B. One person said 8395. I don't know who that was. 2 people said Noah, and 3 people said Ethan. People like Ethan's team a lot. I like this. I like juicing up Ethan a lot before the season starts.
Set the expectations up here so they can fall
that way,
all the way down.
People like his draft every year. Like, people are like, "Oh, Ethan might have had the best draft."
Yeah.
And then, look, I miss playoffs a lot too. All right, but then Ethan misses playoffs after everyone likes his draft. So
I've been there.
Yeah.
A lot of people like my drafts too, and then it's been many millennia since I've graced the playoffs. So
we like to juice them up so the fall is even harder.
Yeah.
But
I'm a little surprised that Noah liking Jake's team the most. That was interesting to me. Not that Jake has a bad team, but I don't know. That was interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Then we had, who do you think had the worst draft? You cannot vote for yourself. Someone put Bennett with 3 T's. I don't know who that was. Probably Noah. Someone put CC and then in parentheses me. I don't know who that was. Huh?
I guess that's CC.
No, he didn't respond yet.
Oh.
So someone said me because you can't vote for yourself.
Oh,
They
I
probably-
gotcha. Yeah.
Who's most self-deprecating is probably Zach.
Yeah, that fits the
Yeah.
persona.
Another vote for CC. 2 votes for Cole. 1 vote for Grant. 1 vote for Matt.
Oh.
1 vote for Grant, but I think this is Brandon put Grant, but a lot of things can go right for his team to be really good. I think that's what it said. 2 people said Noah. I was one of them, Noah. And 1 person said Parker. But like we said earlier, all these teams are so close. That was a hard decision to make. I don't really know who has the worst team, obviously. If I knew, then...
When I sent that Fantasy Pros Power Rankings in the group message, you can see later on, or like on the website, it'll say like projected standings. The variation of projected standings, it was like 8 and 6, and the best teams were 8 and 6, and the worst teams were 6 and 8.
Yeah.
The only variation was 8 and 6, 7 and 7, and 6 and 8.
That's crazy.
1 to 12.
Yeah.
Which obviously that's a computer.
It's kind of how it should be.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
these are all getting ranked. Somebody has to be 12. Somebody has to be 1. You know, there's going to be opinions shared that are not shared.
I don't want to do Brandon a disservice, so I will read word for word what he put for Grant. He said, Grant, but I like everyone's team, to be honest. Grant just needs a few things to hit in it similar to my team, is what Brandon said. So I didn't want to get that wrong and misrepresent him. But
we'll see you in whatever week we play each other.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, looking back at the draft board, is there a pick you wish you had made differently? Jake says, I really wish I had drafted in the second half of picks.
Right.
It was a lot easier to draft there, rounds 3 through 7. I kind of agree with him.
I agree too.
But, that's just how it goes. Ethan says, nope. No regrets.
Wow.
Okay, Zach says, not really. Pretty happy with who I got, where. Maybe should have taken Rashee Rice instead of Gallup. All right, I think that would be pretty inconsequential, but
yeah,
but maybe you're right. I mean, Rashee Rice probably has a lot more upside.
Yeah, rookie on the Chiefs.
But, yeah. Not Ethan. Brandon says, I was really close between Gabe Davis and Zay Flowers, Brian Robinson and A.J. Dillon, Christian Watson and T.J. Hawkinson. I'm content with most of it now, but if Christian Watson goes crazy this year, I'll be hurting. Especially from a Packers fan. So,
right.
Yep. I can agree with that. I said I regretted taking DK Metcalf where I could have taken Keenan Allen. I was telling Grant about that after I made the pick. I even had in my notes take Keenan Allen at the 2-3 turn. But I don't know. I'm kind of warming up to DK Metcalf. He could be really good. I mean, I think some positive regression for touchdowns is in order for him. He could be awesome. So, but that's my response. Parker says, is there a pick he wish he had made differently? Nah.
Interesting.
Yep. No regrets.
Lazy answer.
Noah says he wish he had gotten Debo.
Wait, he did get Debo.
Noah did?
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess he's saying, right?
I'm 99% sure he drafted Debo.
So if he just says maybe he is thinking he should have gotten somebody else instead of Debo.
Oh, he regrets the pick? Okay. That would make sense, I guess.
That makes sense. Jarvis said, he said, this is funny juxtaposition next to Brandon's. He said, Christian Watson will for sure be a bust. Don't know why I drafted him.
I love that answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Grant said
Devontae Parker over Clyde in the 13th.
13th round pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's
could go either way.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Basically, no. That was just
basically no regrets.
Yeah.
Mike says, Mike was the one who said CC had the worst draft in parentheses.
Me. Yeah.
I'm not sorry for attributing that to Zach because Zach is always digging on himself. But any regrets for Mike? Jahan Dotson instead of Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I can see that.
Right. Yeah. I like the Jahan Dotson pick from Jake. So.
Yeah. And then Cole Bennett says, I wish I had drafted a 5th tight end. Playing into the meme.
You still can. Just pick
one
one
day
up.
that joke will die. I don't think it's today, but one day that joke will die.
Hopefully we never go to a tight end premium league.
Yeah, true.
Or else his whole roster would be tight ends.
Yeah. I said, what is one time during the draft where a player you were really thinking / hoping would fall to you got taken within a few picks right before you? Cole says, when I didn't get Joey B. So that was within. That was within 9 picks. Yeah, 8 picks. But yes, Cole says he wanted Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Mike says all of them. So I guess everyone stole all his players.
Can't have them all, Mike.
Yeah, I know he really wanted Justin Jefferson. Grant, you said Khalil Herbert.
Yeah. I really, like I said earlier, Ethan had a lot of players. I mentioned Devontae Parker. He drafted really late. Khalil Herbert in the 8th. Was it the 8th round? Yeah. I wish he'd fallen a little bit farther.
Yeah. Jarvis says he wished he could have snagged Odell Beckham Jr., even if it was a reach pick. Interesting. I don't know how much I believe in OBJ, but he certainly is a fun player.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Noah says he wanted Amon-Ra St. Brown that Ethan took, I guess 1 pick before him. Parker says he wanted Debo.
Oh.
So Noah, you sniped Debo from him. I think I remember him saying that during the draft.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
Yeah. I said I wanted Dalton Kincaid, which round before Kincaid got drafted, I was just finishing my turn, the round turn right there at my pick, and I said, I think Dalton Kincaid will fall to me in the next round. 23 picks later,
Jake.
Dalton Kincaid was taken by Jake, 1 pick before me. So good pick, Jake. But that's all I put right there. Could be a huge player of consequence, but it's a late round pick. So Brandon says Aaron Jones went a few picks before me in the 4th, and that would have changed my team for the better. Yeah, potentially. His RB1 is Madison.
Right, yeah, you're right. I think if I saw Aaron Jones over Madison, I'm not sure that
who his 4th round pick was. Was it a quarterback?
Brandon's?
Yeah. Because he took 3 receivers right off the bat. Oh,
Madison
no, it was
4 and
Madison.
Hawkinson was
Okay,
9.
he took Madison.
Yeah. Jones went 2 picks before at 4-6.
I was thinking Madison was his 5th round for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, so Aaron Jones going 2 picks before Madison. Yeah, I can agree with that. Zach says he was really hoping to get Cam Akers. Zach is a Rams fan.
2 picks before in the 5th round instead of Swift.
Yeah.
I think that would have changed my opinion on your draft a little bit too.
I agree. I like Cam Akers over DeAndre Swift for sure. And that was 2 pick difference. Ethan says he really wanted Garrett Wilson to fall in the 2nd. Parker got him 1 pick before.
Right.
Top 5 potential if Rodgers and the Jets don't pull a Hackett. So
Hard Knocks bump.
yeah, Hard Knocks bump. Although Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, it's gonna be an electric. I like Garrett Wilson this year a lot too.
And Jake says he wanted Jordan Addison. So Grant, you were right to take that. That Jordan Addison pick right there.
I'm happy with that because I look at a draft board. I was like, Jake is gonna take a receiver. So if I want Addison, that's where I gotta take him. So
okay.
Sorry, Jake. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, dark horse candidate to make playoffs this year. We've got 2 for Zach, 2 for Jarvis, 1 for Jake, 1 for Ethan, that was me, 1 for CC, 3 for Mike, and then 1 person, Brandon put, everyone is competitive in our league now, so no dark horses. What a nice answer by the commish. I'll say Cole, because his draft with Taylor and 3 tight ends is rough, but he always seems to figure it out.
The dark horse in the playoff is hard because obviously you don't know who's going to make playoffs. A lot of variables happen there, but I went with Mike just because he was last place last year. So
Yeah, I went with Ethan because it's not multiple of 5 here. So, and everyone likes this roster. So
Yeah.
you're welcome, Ethan. Even more juicing. All right, I like doing these surveys because it gets a good litmus test on how everyone is feeling about each other in the league, and it's always fun to have full participation from everybody.
Right.
Full participation, CC, right? Yeah, he's not even gonna watch this. All right, let's get on to the week 1 predictions.
Woohoo.
We'll start with Grant versus Zach. So, Grant, how do you think this one's gonna go?
I'm going to take the fat dub against Thielens hot. That's only because I want it. You know, obviously week 1, you have no previous, you know, everybody's team is at the best that it can be in week 1 before the game starts.
And you should be liking your team,
right,
in theory, after the draft.
So I'm picking me. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like your team too. When I look at, when I look at the running back matchup, Nick Chubb, man, he could pop off. But I think I like your receivers a little more.
Here's where I'll say, like you mentioned, Zach has the advantage, and then I can see it going the other way. Having a guy like Javonte, I don't know if I'm going to start him or not. I may throw Jamal Williams or somebody in there that it's going to be a more guaranteed volume. But my team, at least at running back, is probably a more second half than it is first half. So if I have a weakness in week 1, it's the running back room. But I guess Swift is the same. You know, Swift could be cut for all we know, but we'll see.
Wobbly camera. Okay, so my official pick, I'll go with Grant. Also, Joey B practiced today, so
It's exciting.
so I think Burrow and Chase are going to come out swinging for the fences.
Hopefully so.
And if anyone can dial up the defense to stop Jalen Hurts, it's the Patriots. So I don't know. That's just on a whim. I don't know how it. These predictions are all going to be 50-50, I'm pretty sure. So, all right, let's go to the next matchup. What do we got?
I got Mike versus Brandon.
Yeah.
Plain white tees and TBD, son of a gun.
Yeah. Okay, Mike versus Brandon. I think I'm going to take Brandon in this one. Mike doesn't have a defense.
Yeah, so projection's a little off there,
Yeah.
but I don't mind that. Here's where I see a lot of Qs on Brandon's
I do see a lot of
roster.
Qs.
So
yeah.
if we're missing some players in week 1 or we got some players banged up, not that means anything. This is, over a week before the season starts. So
Yeah.
these don't matter as much seeing the Qs before week 1 practice starts.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
You're required to go with Mike because you picked him as a best draft.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Mike this week, and that has nothing to do with the fact that Brandon said I had the worst draft.
I'll go with Brandon because I really like his receivers.
Yeah,
Deontay in the flex. I mean, that means that's his 4th receiver. I really like Brandon's receivers, so I'm gonna go with Brandon on this one.
okay.
Noah and Jarvis. I picked Noah as the worst draft, so I think that means I have to go with Jarvis. And I already was saying earlier about Noah might struggle in week 1 because of all those reasons I listed earlier. So I think I'm gonna say Jarvis for week 1.
Yeah, if you don't have Terry out there, if who was the other one? Is he not even starting?
Yeah, he's already. He's
So-
got some players on his bench that are Jerry Jeudy, I think.
Yeah, I think week 1 was I see, and he's starting Michael Thomas. I'll give it to Jarvis too. I think it's a more clear path to victory than unless Tyreek has 5 touchdowns.
Okay, who do we got next?
Parker and Ethan.
I said I really liked Ethan's draft.
I mean, I
So-
think it's going to be.
That's
an Ethan
ultimately
for me.
what it's going to come down to
Right.
for these week 1 predictions is Yeah, everyone's healthy on Ethan's team right now. So that could be absolutely electric. The Bigsby takeover won't happen in week 1.
Right.
Or will it? So ETN should be good.
I don't know. Yeah. No, Parker starting Nico Collins and Pacheco in the flex. It's a little sketchy in my opinion, but
yep, I agree. Bijan hasn't played against an NFL team yet, so we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope that Parker beats Ethan.
Yeah, me too. So I'm taking Ethan in that one.
Same.
Who do we got next?
I got Jake and Cole.
Jake and Cole. Cole lost Jonathan Taylor for week 1.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for him. Instead, has to start AJ Dillon, who burned me last year. So I'm not liking that. Kyle Pitts, man, he's one of the biggest toss-ups in the league. So I think I'm gonna go with Jake in week 1. All his running backs are in there and healthy, and Jahan Dotson had a hot start to last year. I bet he does the same, and we'll get to see that Lawrence Ridley connection too. So.
Right. Yeah, I think the Taylor. Well, I don't know. I'm actually leaning more towards Cole's team. Quarterback seems about even. Cole's wide receiver room is a little bit more exciting to me, but obviously that's where the running back changes. I think the difference I see is Kittle and Kincaid, Kyle Pitts and Elijah Moore, Breece Hall and Miles Sanders. I don't know. Part of me is leaning projections, and I think I'm going to go with Cole. But I think it'll be close.
Yeah. I mean, week 1 is always hard to guess, and everyone's roster should be healthy, except for those suspended players. So they should be close.
Right.
Not all of them will be, obviously, but they should be. I think that puts mine at the last matchup. Is me against CC. Like I was saying earlier, CC is always hot in week 1, but I'm being confident with my draft. These are the guys that I took. Oh, goodness.
Okay. Boone gets ejected. 1 game suspension.
All right. Like I was saying, these are the guys that I picked, and I need to be confident in them, and so I am. I'm taking my team, my squad versus CC.
This is the highest projected point total, on any. These are the top 2 projected points. Not that necessarily means anything, but Yahoo at least thinks that this is going to be a high volume game. I think Mahomes and Kelsey is going to be a problem, and I think I'm going to lean CC on this week.
You know, that's a good point. I may want to switch to CC because he does have the highest projections. There's no way he could mess this up. So
guaranteed first 1-0 for CC. That's right.
There's no way he could mess this one up. I guess that's it. That's all the matchups.
This is going to be exciting. We're really excited for week 1 and football to start. We're 8 days away. By the time you see this, it's much less. And this is going to be a good season.
Good luck to everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Like and
comment,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right.
Later.